Good afternoon. Welcome, bienvenue, willkommen. My name is Kelly Lamb. I'm the Vice President of Marketing at Miele, and welcome into our home as all of you remain safe in your homes during these very unique times across the country, across the world right now. We want to make sure that we're actually continuing to provide the service that you are asking of us at Miele. Some of you have questions about products that you already have in your homes. Some of you have questions about products you're actually interested in buying. Many of you have questions about services that we're continuing to provide across the country. And so we're here today at Miele Live to answer those questions for you. In these Miele Live sessions, we cover topics from how to get the best performance out of your dishwasher, how much laundry can you actually fit in a Miele laundry machine, and what are the different things you can actually cook in a Miele steam oven. Amongst those topics, we will cover a vast variety of other topics. Bonjour. Pour ceux d'entre vous qui ont demandé pour ces sessions en français, on travaille actuellement d'avoir des sessions dans les semaines qui viennent. Miele Live is fully interactive. If you're watching us on your YouTube account, be sure to leave comments in the comments section. If you're watching on mielelive.ca, make sure you register, which is really important, and you'll find out why specifically for this session, but you can also leave your comments there. Again, as many of us are at home, they've always said that we're going to have the cleanest houses and spaces after this situation passes us. So one very relevant topic is around vacuum cleaning. And I'm really excited to have Dean, our product expert for vacuum cleaners, here with us. Hey, Dean, how's it going?
Good. How are you doing today?
Good. Perfect timing to talk about one of Miele's latest products, the Blizzard CS1 vacuum.
Yeah, I'm really glad to be back today and have the opportunity to talk about our Blizzard CX1. So this is our bagless canister vacuum, and it really has a lot of different features on it that I think viewers at home will find interesting and something different that Miele hasn't offered before we introduced the Blizzard. So when we say this is a bagless vacuum, what we mean is that you will not need to have and replace a dust bag inside our Blizzard CX1 vacuums or any filters. So when you purchase a bagless Blizzard from us, there is no additional consumables that you're going to need to buy over the life of the vacuum.
So Dean, Miele has been producing vacuums for a long, long time. But bagless is relatively new to our lineup. Why did Miele decide to bring a bagless vacuum into the market?
Well, Miele, we're always doing consumer research, and we're always analyzing what consumers are wanting, what they're finding to be most helpful in their homes. And we know that with many households having, for example, pets in their home, and they are then vacuuming up a fair amount of pet hair, they're finding that it's actually just much more cost effective if they don't have to buy dust bags. Also, as we all lead very busy lifestyles, it's also nice just not to have to spend the time having to shop for dust bags either. And we're also seeing households become much more green conscious and environmentally and sustainably conscious. And so the idea of not having to throw out a dust bag is also very appealing to a lot of consumers.
But would you say still it's really a matter of preference? Because I know I'm a bag customer, and I loved I love the Miele bagged vacuum. But I'm really interested in to find out more today in more detail about what makes the Miele bagless vacuum different than other bagless vacuums that are out there.
Well, I'm glad you asked that question, because there's really three things in my mind that really stand out in terms of what makes our bagless vacuum the really best in the market. The first off is that the design of our vacuum, the designers have really thought about how to make operating and using a bagless vacuum as hygienic and as clean as possible. So when I go through the demonstration of our Blizzard, you're going to see that one of the common complaints for consumers who use a bagless vacuum is that they have to come into contact with that dust. But I'm going to show you with our Blizzard how you're going to have very minimal contact with the dust as you do things like empty the dustbin, clean the filters, all of those sorts of things are going to be done in a very hygienic way because of the design of the vacuum. So hygiene is one of the reasons why consumers will choose a Miele bagless vacuum. Another reason you're going to notice when we turn the vacuum on is just how quiet it is. And the reason it's quiet is because of the technology of how the vacuum works. There's a lot of different bagless vacuums out on the market. And many of the competitor brands, what they're using is a multi-cyclonic airflow. So the air that's coming into the vacuum is being funneled through more than one cyclone. But in a Miele Blizzard vacuum, we're using what we call its proprietary technology called vortex technology. Mm-hmm. And vortex technology, the premise of it is that there's only one cyclone. And so it's called monocyclonic airflow. And the advantage to this is it actually makes the vacuum quite quiet when we operate it. The reason is that because you only have one cyclone, the airflow, the air is not changing direction as much as it does in a multicyclonic vacuum. And because of that, it's going to be quite quiet. So the first one that we talked about was just how hygienic it is. The second one is the noise. The third reason why I think you're really going to be impressed with our bagless vacuum, and this really separates us from other bagless vacuum brands on the market, is that just like with our Miele bag canister vacuums, with our Blizzard bagless vacuum, you're able to adjust the suction power. So we have 4 different levels of suction power, and that is really unique for a bagless vacuum. So those are the 3 reasons, and this is really just an evolution for us from all of our expertise within the vacuum category. So we've been making vacuums since 1929, and this is definitely a product category where Miele really excels.
And all of our bagless vacuums, Dean, are made in our factories in Germany.
Yes, so we're going to be reviewing the 3 models of Blizzard CX1, and all of them are made in Germany in our factory by Miele. So the quality is exceptional on them. Like all Miele products, we really stand by it. These Blizzard vacuums are tested and designed to last the equivalent of 20 years of use in the home. So this is really an investment. You're going to have this vacuum for many years to come, and it's really going to stand up to your expectations over time in your home.
Perfect.
So I was mentioning we have 3 models, and so I'm going to start off doing an overview of our opening model, which is this black one right here. And this is our Blizzard CX1 hard floor. This particular vacuum is $699, and this is going to be the model for those of you at home that have mainly just hard floors. So if you have a lot of hardwood in your home, tile floors, this is going to be a great vacuum for you. The hard floor model is also capable of vacuuming low pile carpet. So if you have perhaps just a few area rugs that are low pile, this vacuum is going to be more than equipped to be able to handle that type of carpeting. And we'll just talk a little bit about the features. And the features that I'm going to talk about, these are consistent on all of the 3 models. So what you'll notice is that we have foot activated pedals. So you're able to control turning the vacuum on and off with actually just your foot. So you won't have to bend over to turn it on and off. We also have a one-touch automatic cable rewind. So when you're finished vacuuming and you unplug the vacuum from the wall, all you'll have to do is just give this button a tap with your foot, and the whole cord will recoil right in automatically.
So a lot of, in our previous sessions, you covered off kind of from a design. Miele has really thought about the ergonomic aspect for the user.
Yes.
It really carries over into the CX1 Blizzard.
That's right. There's a lot of consistencies across our whole vacuum lineup. So if you are familiar, perhaps you've had a Miele bag vacuum in the past, and you're interested in going the bagless route, you will find that there's certain things on the vacuum that are going to be very familiar to you. Another thing that will be familiar if you know about our bag vacuums is that I was mentioning how you've got the ability to control the suction power. And so that is true also on our bagless, and that is what this dial is here. So it's basically a rotary dial, and there's 4 different icons. And so the icons will help you match up based on the type of surface that you're vacuuming, how much suction power you should have. So on the minimum, we've got an icon of a curtain. This is going to be a nice, gentle suction in order to be able to vacuum your curtains. And you'll be able to dial this up, and you can do your area rugs, you can do higher pile carpet, and you can also, on the maximum setting, this is going to be really great for your hard floors. So that's a little bit about the exterior. What I thought I'd do now is, why don't we turn the vacuum on
That'd be great.
And do a little demonstration. So this particular model that I'm going to be using, this is the red model. This is the Blizzard CX1 Cat and Dog. And this model has everything we were just reviewing on the hard floor, but the difference with this one is it comes with an electric power head. So this one is going to be really great if you have pets and carpeting at home. This is going to be the model for you. It's available on miele.ca today as well. So I was just mentioning, first thing I'm going to do, I've already plugged the vacuum in, so I'm just going to give it a tap and I'm going to turn it on. And the first thing I just want everyone to sort of notice, and it may be difficult to hear from home, but hopefully you can appreciate just how quiet this vacuum is.
Yeah, because we can continue our conversation actually without adjusting our voice levels at all.
At all, yeah. So this vacuum is fully turned on. It is on the minimum setting, so this is going to be a great setting for doing the curtains. And if you're wondering how you can do above floor cleaning with a Blizzard vacuum, what you'll find is on the back of the vacuum, we have some accessories. So they're stored right on board, so you always have a place for them. And what you're going to find here is you're going to find a crevice tool. So this is going to be great for getting in between the cushions in the back of the sofa. Also, just into sort of like tight corners around furniture. You're also going to have the upholstery brush. So this is a great nozzle here for upholstery. And so if I wanted, on my minimum setting right now, to do some curtains, I could just remove the handle from the wand, and I can put on this accessory. And now I'm going to be able to easily do upholstery and curtains with this accessory. The Blizzard Cat and Dog also comes with a dusting brush in the box. So this you're going to find really useful for doing baseboards, vacuuming built-in bookcases, all kinds of great uses for this dusting brush. So
and it's great that actually you have a parking position for your wand.
Yes.
Really convenient, again, when it comes to ergonomics, user convenience. Having all the attachments on board, which is great, because I know I tend to lose mine somewhere in the back of the cupboards somewhere. And the fact that you can just park the wand there, that's super convenient.
For sure. I mean, they always say if you have a place for something, you're probably not going to lose it. So Miele has provided that place for the accessories. So let's turn this up a little bit higher. So I'm going to dial this up. So that's one level up, great for doing some area rugs. So now we're on to the second highest suction level, and this is going to be really ideal for doing carpeting. So before the session started, I laid out some lentils to give us something to vacuum on this carpet. And we've got various, on this sample of carpet, we have various levels of piles. So we've got a little bit of a higher pile carpet here, medium, and a low pile here. So what I'm going to do is, now that I'm on my second highest setting, I'm going to start to do some vacuuming. So before I actually turn on my power head, the other thing I just wanted to show is that the wand here is telescopic. So I am able to adjust this. I can make it longer. I can also make it shorter. Just make sure that I've got it at a nice, comfortable height for myself. So I think I'll put it right about there. And when you're vacuuming carpet and you have our Blizzard CX1 Cat and Dog with the power head, this is where you're going to want to turn the power head on when you're vacuuming carpet. And this is really nice as well. I don't need to bend over. There's a button right on the handle. And we can hear when I turn that button, the power head turns on. And you can see just with one pass, just how clean that and how efficiently that was at picking up the lentils. And it's really very easy. Doesn't really matter what pile of carpet I've got. I'm finding this to be really easy to push, really effective. And then when I want to go to my hard floors, this power head is perfectly capable of doing hard floors as well. So I don't need to worry about changing it. All I need to do is just turn my power head off, and I'm able to easily vacuum hard floors as well. Whether it's hard floor, hardwood or tile, it's going to do a really great job. So a couple other things. With the Blizzard CX1, it comes with a couple of other attachments which you'll find really great. So it also comes with our SBB 300. And this particular floor head, this is designed specially for doing fine hardwood floors. So any kind of hard surface, this is going to be great for. One thing you'll notice is that there's no metal on this, so there's no risk at all of scratching hardwood when you're using this, this floor brush. It's got really nice bristles on it with indents, and this allows the dust and crumbs and things that you're collecting on the floor to be able to pass between the bristles and have the vacuum then be able to collect it easily. So that way you're not pushing the crumbs around on
Everywhere.
the floor. Also, with the Blizzard CX1, so you're getting the electric power head, you're getting our parquet twister SBB 300, you're also going to get our STB 101, and this is a handheld turbo brush. So this has a moving roller brush, just like our electric power head does, except for this one is going to be air driven. And what you'll find with the STB 101, where I think you'll find it really useful, is when you're vacuuming stairs. So what I can do with this one is I can attach the STB 101 either to my handle, or I could keep the wand on and attach it at the bottom of the wand if I want a long reach.
Right.
But I'll attach it at the handle here. And this here, we can see now with the vacuum turned on, I'm getting a really nice roller brush there. It's got a lot of force, and this is going to be really great for agitating the carpet.
To release the dirt or
Yeah.
whatever's in there.
And this, what I like because it's narrow, is this is really great for stairs. So you're going to find using the Blizzard with this handheld turbo brush is going to be great on your stairs.
And Dean, what about the, when it comes to stairs, convenience of reach? So the wand is extendable.
Yes.
What is actually the reach of the Blizzard?
So the reach of the Blizzard is actually on all three models. It is 11 meters of operating radius. So what we mean by that is if you plug the electrical cord into your electrical socket, and if you then extend the cord and extend the wand as far as you can reach, you're going to have that 11 meters of reach. And if you think about how far 11 meters will go in your home,
Right.
it's probably going to allow you to vacuum a huge area without having to change electrical outlets too often. So lots of reach with this. For all of our vacuums that we offer, Blizzard has among the longest reach we offer.
Hey Dean, do you mind if we stop for a sec to take a couple of questions since we're on the topic of accessories?
Sounds great.
And hopefully we can continue on after that. So first of all, I see we have a returning visitor with us, Chris Emery. So shout out, I think, Chris, to you for joining us again. Thanks for joining Dean and I. So you have a question about where the dusting brush is actually stored.
Great. So I'm glad Chris brought that up because that is one thing that's a little bit of a minor difference between our Blizzard models. So I was mentioning with the Blizzard CX1, the dusting brush will come loose in the box, okay? So with all of our Miele vacuums, it doesn't matter which Miele vacuum you're looking at, whether it's one of the dust bag ones or the Blizzards that we're looking at today, they will all come with a dusting brush. Having said that, the type of dusting brush is a little bit different when it comes to our Blizzard CX1 Total Care and our Blizzard CX1 Hard Floor, okay? So this is what it's gonna look like, very easy to attach on the cat and dog. And let me just give you an example of a neat dusting brush that we have designed on these two models.
Oh, I think I see it already.
Yeah, so this is the Blizzard CX1 Total Care. If you're wondering what this model is good for, this model is going to be great for doing your hard surfaces because it's going to come in the box. There'll be an SBB 300 parquet twister for your hard floors. And it's also going to come with an STB 305 air-driven turbo brush. So similar to the mini STB101 that has that air-driven brush roll.
Right.
The
Obviously,
STB305 is
a
just the
bigger one.
wider.
Yeah.
So great for carpet. If you're wondering what the difference is or when you should purchase the Blizzard CX1 Total Care versus the Blizzard CX1 Cat and Dog, really the difference is they're both capable of doing carpet, but if you do have higher pile carpet, I would recommend that you step up to the Blizzard CX1 Cat and Dog so that you get the electric power head. It'll just do a little bit better job agitating the carpet if you have higher pile carpet. So the question was with the dusting brush. So
for the Cat Dog model, it comes loose, correct?
That's right. It comes loose.
And with the hard floor, it comes loose?
Nope. So for the
well, we can talk about that one after.
Sure. Yeah. So the design that I'm going to show you right now is what you'll find for the dusting brush on the Blizzard Total Care and on the Blizzard Hard Floor. And the nice thing about it is that it's actually integrated right into the handle.
That's great.
So all you have to do is just extend it out like this.
And there it is.
It's always right at your hands. So you don't need to find another place to store it or worry about losing it because it actually doesn't even come off of the handle. So that's where the dusting brush is there, Chris.
Perfect. Then I'm going to jump to another question from another viewer, Ed X. Ed, I'm not sure if you're a first-time viewer with us, but welcome. Are all these accessories included with the CX1 models?
Right, so everything that we're looking at today that I'm mentioning is included in the box. So just to go over a little bit of a review, so on the Blizzard Hard Floor, what you're going to be getting in terms of accessories is you're going to get the upholstery nozzle, you're going to get the crevice tool, and you're going to get the integrated dust brush. And in terms of floor heads, you're going to get an SBD 285. This particular one, this is what we call basically a universal floor head. And it has a switch on it here where you're able to, with your feet, switch the switch from going on hard floors, and you can switch it over, and this will make it really great for doing low pile carpets. So that's Blizzard CX1 Hard Floor. Blizzard CX1 Total Care, what it comes with for accessories is, again, the crevice tool, the upholstery nozzle, the integrated dusting brush. It comes with a hard floor parquet twister, SBB 300, and it comes with the STB 305 air-driven turbo brush for carpet. Mm-hmm. And when we step up to the top of the line Blizzard CX1 Cat and Dog, what you're going to get there is you're going to get the SEB 217 electric power head. You're going to get a SBB 300 parquet twister for your hard floors. You're going to get the STB 101 handheld turbo brush, great for your stairs. You're going to get the crevice nozzle, upholstery brush, and you're going to get a loose dusting brush as well.
Perfect.
So that's a little bit of an overview of the different models.
But really, once you've chosen your model for the most part, you really are able to, through the different attachments, regardless of the models, really cover off what we talked about earlier this week around above floor cleaning. So things like sofas and curtains and mattresses, which we even talked about.
So if you had an opportunity to watch the episode that we did earlier this week, a couple days ago on the above floor cleaning, we were talking about all different types of accessories. And so if you check out miele.ca, you will find a whole assortment of extra specialized vacuum accessories and floor heads that you're able to purchase separately as well. So definitely check it out. And the nice thing is that when you're looking at vacuum accessories on miele.ca, all of them will fit on all of our canister vacuum models, whether it's our bag vacuums or our Blizzard. The only caveat to that is that when you're looking at the power heads, so if it's an electric power head like this one, it will only fit on models that originally came with a power head. And the reason is that because there's an electric motor in the power head, it requires the wand and the hose to have basically an electric cord going through it.
Right.
So you won't be able to attach and work an electric power head on a vacuum that didn't originally come with a power head. But other than that, for example, the mattress nozzles, the radiator brushes, the specialized universal dusting brush, all of those accessories will fit on all of the models.
Great. And Dean, before we move on and continue to talk a little bit about the cat and dog, one last question from Chris. So Chris had the question about, is there another hand brush available?
There are other hand brushes available. So for example, we have on Miele.ca, we've got a more of a miniature version of a handheld turbo brush. So that's one thing to look out for. One of my favorite accessories is the universal dusting brush that we offer on Miele.ca. So definitely check out Miele.ca. There's a whole assortment of different specialized accessories. One of the great things right now is that we are offering free shipping on Miele.ca.
Absolutely.
So really trying to make it as easy as possible for you to shop from home. A couple other things I'll just mention is that we are actually have some really great promotions that we've just started today. So if you check out Miele.ca, if you do add one of our Blizzard models, the Blizzard cat and dog to the cart, or the Blizzard CX1 Total Care, Miele.ca will prompt you to also be able to add a promotional discount. And so we're running a promotion right now where it's $250 off the Blizzard CX1 cat and dog. So it's regularly $9.99 on for $7.49.
Wow.
And the Blizzard CX1 Total Care is $150 off. So regularly $8.49 down to $6.99. So these two models, really great prices on those right now.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah.
So, as Dean was talking about, if you do need assistance choosing the right accessories, if you're already Miele vacuum owners that are out there, or whether you want to figure out which is the right vacuum, the other service that we actually recently launched, actually earlier this week, was a virtual sales consultation. So now if you go on mielelive.ca, you can actually book a personalized sales consultation either via telephone or actually via a two-way video conference with one of our product experts who will actually be in front of the product, whatever product you're interested in, to actually walk you through and answer any questions that you have prior to purchasing the product. So this is the new virtual sales consultation that's available. You can book an appointment on mielelive.ca, and hopefully we'll be able to answer questions there on a one-on-one basis as well. So Dean, coming back quickly to the cat and dog, I think a lot of people with pets are concerned about pet odors. Is there anything different in regards to the cat and dog versus the other one that can help with that?
Yeah, so one of the things that all of our Blizzard models actually come with is a lifetime HEPA filter. So
perfect.
You're going to get really exceptional filtration with all three of these models. And that's actually one of the nice things versus on the bagged models where you can purchase a HEPA filter, but it is good for 12 months and you'll have to replace it. On our bagless models, it's actually built right in. You're actually not even able to access it because it is a lifetime filter. So that's going to be really great. The filtration, similarly on our bagged models, if you watch some of the Miele Live episodes that we've covered on bagged vacuums, we've talked about how there's 3 different stages of filtration. And that's actually consistent. While the stages and the filtration is completely different on the Blizzard, there is still 3 different levels of filtration. So the HEPA filter being one of them, but I thought what I'll do is I'll show you the other 2 filters.
Yeah, I think that'd be great.
So one of the things that's really great about these vacuums is I was mentioning how hygienic it is to use. So if you're wondering, what is the maintenance, how is this going to work as I'm collecting up dust in my home with the vacuum? So on the back of the vacuum is the main dust container. So this is where the larger particles of dust are going to be collected. This is probably, anyone that has used a bagless vacuum in the past, this is probably going to look somewhat familiar. So what you're able to do on any Miele product, wherever you see like a yellow or an orange button, it means that something is movable or adjustable. So this orange button here, all I have to do, and I'm going to do this over here because we're going to see a bunch of lentils fall out. But if I just go like this, we'll see that the bottom of it opens. And so if I do this over my garbage container, we're going to see exactly what we just saw there. Everything just falls straight down.
But I think the other thing is, and I'm not sure it's so easy to see on camera, but one thing I noticed, there really wasn't dust that came out of this.
Yeah.
It's the larger particles that dropped out.
And that's the advantage of having the monocyclonic airflow of the Vortex technology. So in this main dustbin, only the larger particles are going to be captured. The larger particles are not what create that cloud of dust that some of us are familiar with from using bagless vacuums. That cloud of dust is being created by the most fine particles of dust that the vacuum is collecting. And with the Miele Blizzard CX1, that really fine dust is actually not being collected in the main dustbin, but actually in a totally separate chamber right here. So I'm just going to pull this one out. And this particular chamber here is where all that fine dust is being collected. And so if I open this up, we'll see the second filter that we've got in here. And this is what we call the Gore Air Clean filter. And this particular filter is also a lifetime filter.
Okay. So I don't have to replace it, change it.
That's right. Yeah, so really great. There's no cost to ownership once you own a Miele vacuum. So don't have to buy any dust bags or replace any filters. This might look like paper on camera, but it's actually a material called Gore, and it's washable. So what you're able to do is you are able to rinse this under the sink. And when you do rinse it, you just want to make sure that you let it dry for 24 hours before putting it back into the vacuum. But talking about hygienic and minimizing the amount of contact I'm going to come in with that dust. So we talked about how we're not going to get that big cloud of dust when we empty the main dustbin. But also in terms of washing this filter and cleaning it, the vacuum actually will do a lot of the work for you. So I'm just going to demonstrate that quickly. If I put it back in the machine and put the dustbin back on, I'm going to turn the machine on. And what we'll see here is that there's a button here that says Comfort Clean. And I can press this button whenever I like to have that filter cleaned. And what the vacuum will do is for 20 seconds, it's going to turn off. And it's going to go through an automated cleaning process.
Oh, you can hear it?
So it sounds like it's making popcorn. And what it's doing is it's agitating each of the sections of that accordion filter and knocking all of the fine dust off the filter into the bottom of the chamber. So this is very hygienic because I don't need to actually do it myself.
Right.
And when it's done, the vacuum will turn back on. So I manually triggered that process to happen, but the vacuum also will sense when it needs to be done, and it will do it for you as well.
And do I need to do anything after that, Dean? Once it's agitated and released, is there anything else I need to do with that at that point in time?
So there's basically two different levels of cleaning that filter. The first level is simply doing that agitation, which we just did. But there will come a time where it has knocked enough of the fine dust off the filter and it's sitting in the bottom of the chamber that it will need to be, that chamber will need to be emptied and the filter will need to be rinsed. And what will happen when it gets to that point is this little button here will illuminate red and the vacuum will shut off. So if that happens, it's nothing to do with the vacuum, it's just telling you it's time to rinse that filter. And when you do that, that's when you would just take this out. And keeping with that hygiene theme, what you'll be able to do is just take this over to your sink, and there's an opening here. You'll just let some water run into there, give it a little bit of a shake like a martini, and just let the
but don't
dirty
drink
water
it.
out. You don't want to drink this martini,
you
no. And even when you just let it dry, then again, I'm still not even having to touch the filter. So really great design when it comes to maintaining the filters.
Perfect. Well, thanks, Ian. I think that's been truly informative, as this is really one of the latest product introductions that Miele has brought to market as far as technology. And what would your answer be if a customer really asked, bagged or bagless? I know I've had bags for a long, long time, but after learning a little bit more about actually how the Miele bagless vacuum overcomes, I think the biggest concern is contact with the dust or dirt.
Yes.
You know, I'm actually quite convinced that that's actually a really good solution for people.
Well, what I would say is that it really just comes down to each individual's preference. So there's people out there that are really all about wanting to have that dust bag because they don't want to come into any contact with the dust. And perhaps they have severe allergies and they just want to make sure that they're not having to inhale any of the dust. So for some people, going with the bag canister vacuum makes a lot of sense. But for others, they're looking for solutions where they're not going to have to throw out dust bags. They're not going to have to spend money buying dust bags or filters. Perhaps they have pets at home that shed a lot, and so they would be going through a lot of dust bags. So it really depends on preference and your own situation. But the one thing that I would like you to take away from the session is that if you decide to buy a Miele vacuum that requires a dust bag or a Blizzard that doesn't, you're getting an exceptionally good vacuum, and it really just comes down to your preference.
Yeah, because I think really both solutions will provide ultimate filtration for dust and allergens.
Yeah, the filtration rate is well above 99% filtration rate, whether you go with the Blizzard bagless or with one of our dust bag canister vacuums.
Great. So I just see there's one last question coming in from Chris. So Chris, we're going to squeeze you in, given you are a return viewer there. Dean, what about carrying the vacuum when it's running?
Yep, so that's no problem. And one thing that you'll find with the vacuum is the design of it is we've actually built in a handle here. So when you're moving it around, perhaps you're going upstairs to the second floor or even vacuuming your stairs, you're going to be able to hang onto it quite comfortably as you move around the house. It also has, it's very stable. It has actually 4 360-degree swivel casters on it. So it's going to be very stable on the ground. It's not going to tip over as it follows you around the house. So no issue at all carrying it while it's turned on.
Perfect. Well, thanks, Dean, again for providing all the explanations for the CX1 Blizzard. Hopefully we've answered many of the questions out there. Again, for those that we aren't able to get to, we will try to get the answers to you in the comment section. Dean, to wrap up this portion, maybe just wrap up or summarize again what's on promotion right now, because I think that promotion started today, actually, for the Blizzard CX1.
Yeah, so lots of great promotions for what we've covered today. So the Blizzard CX1 Cat and Dog with the power head is on sale $250 off, regularly $999 on for $749. We've got the Blizzard CX1 Total Care that comes with the air-driven turbo brush for carpet. This particular one is regularly $849, on promotion $150 off for $699. I don't think I mentioned it before, but we are also running a promotion on our Parquet Twister floor heads that we were talking about. So we've got 2 different sizes. This is the SBB 300, and we also have a wider one, the SBB 400. Both of those are 20% off on Miele.ca. And lastly, we really appreciate you joining us today for the Miele Live episode. And so for those of you that have registered, and if you haven't, please do register for this episode, because we are going to be sending you a promo code for a special offer. If you purchase before 4:30 p.m. Eastern today, so in the next let's see, about next 50 minutes or so, we will provide a $50 e-gift card for Miele, in addition to the promotional prices we were talking about today.
Yeah, so perfect time to buy and clean.
It's never been a better time.
So again, make sure that you do register for the session because we will be emailing each of you the special promotional code that Dean talked about, which will give you an additional $50 e-gift card on top of the great promotion that's running. So thanks, Dean. I know you're going to come back next week with us. We're going to be pre-celebrating a little bit Mother's Day that's going to come up.
Yeah, talking about gifts.
Yeah, I think we'll talk about some great gift ideas. So look forward to having you back next week.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. So we want to thank all of you for joining us. Again, for those of you that are interested in purchasing Miele products right now, Miele.ca, it's available 24 hours, 7 days a week. We are offering free shipping on all of our vacuum products, our countertop coffee products, our Miele coffee bean. So if you're at home and you have a Miele coffee machine, or even if you don't have a Miele coffee machine, you may want to try the Miele coffee beans. Dean's going to be talking more about that again next week as well. But go on Miele.ca. For those of you that are interested in buying appliances, there's a couple ways to do this. Again, Miele.ca is one option. You can again take advantage of the virtual sales consultation where you can book an appointment on Miele.ca. Miele delivery, installation, and also technical services are fully operational across Canada. Of course, we have amended our current processes to ensure the safety of you, our guests, our customers, but also our own staff, team members. Be sure to visit Miele.ca to learn more about those amended procedures. We thank you for joining us. Make sure you turn on your notification. Hit the subscribe button on your YouTube channel to make sure that you get the latest information on when we post new videos, when new sessions are coming live. We have a final session coming up at 5 p.m. today, where we're actually going to talk about how you can complete a Miele kitchen, or you can actually get an entire Miele kitchen for under $10,000. So be sure to join us for that session. Register for that one as well. Very lastly, on behalf of Dean, myself, the entire Miele Canada team, we want to send a very, very big thank you to all the frontline essential workers that are supporting the communities across Canada during this very challenging times that we all face. Thank you for ensuring that people are getting the medical services that they need, the food services, whether it's food delivery, grocery stores, public transportation, ensuring that those that do need to get around still have the ability to do so in a very safe way. So our best wishes, everybody should stay safe. We hope you have a fantastic weekend, and we hope you see you next time on the next session of Miele Live. Thank you so much.